What is up, everybody? Today in this video we're going to be talking about the top 5 baits you can use in the spring. And we all know us bass fishermen are so excited for the spring. We're going to be out every single day catching fish, so it's my job to help y'all catch all the fish you need. Let's get into it. Alright, y'all. First up, y'all probably don't expect this to be on the list, but we have any type of shad colored swim bait. Now, the reason that this is because the bass are trying to collect food just because it's pre-spawn and they're going up a little bit shallower. And this is where they push up all the bait around the bank. So if you cast this shallow around the bank, you will catch fish. Now, here's the reason. This paddle tail is literally like a real fish. You cannot tell the difference in the water. It is so realistic. Now, I wish I had a hook on it, but you have to like thread the line through there and like do all that fancy stuff, so I didn't really want to take the time to do that because I am pretty lazy. But yeah, shad colored, just because you know me, I'm a sucker for anything shad colored just because I fish in the river a lot. And yes, the Tennessee River is a big shad place. You have, like, everywhere you go, you are going to see shad, and I fish in the Smith Lake a lot too. So that is another reason why I like to fish with shad, just because they are everywhere in Alabama. And even in the creek I fish in a lot, you can see some shad. But the only downside to this is that it is pretty big. It's about 5 inches. And when you go to ponds, you don't really catch a lot of fish with these. But in the river, these are menaces. You catch giants on these. And just because they're so realistic, you want to move them slower. So you don't want to reel them in so fast that the tail is just going to go wobbling around. So you want to let it sink a little bit. You want to let it go to the bottom because you're not fishing super deep to where you just let it sink like a wacky rig. You're going to be fishing a little bit shallower. So let it get to the bottom, reel it slowly, more chance for a bite, more time. So yeah, number 5, any shad colored swim bait. All right, next up, y'all. Y'all probably expected this, so yeah. Any type of bright colored crankbait. Now, the reason why I like this one is because I've had it for so long. Y'all have probably seen it on my previous videos, but this is one of my favorite crankbaits just because it's so bright. It works in clear water and murky water at the same time. And it's a habanero crankbait. I'm pretty sure this is a KVD. I'm not 100% sure, but this catches fish. And this is more like a river bait, but it only works on rocky bottom, because I don't like throwing this in the grass. It just gets hung so much. But it is a great bait for rocks, especially when the bass are bedding, which they are in the spring. And this is why this is such a good bait. And it has a lot of rattle, which I don't really like baits with a lot of rattle. But it does have some good movement to it. It does have really good attraction to it. And it's just super bright. It attracts fish really well. Mainly because it's bright, but also because of the rattle. Now, I'm pretty sure that this reflects light because it's like you can see the reflection of just the iPad itself. So that's one thing I like about this bait. And another thing I like about this bait is you can use it in shallow, deep water, but it is the spring, so I would recommend a little bit shallow water. And most of the baits in this video are going to be used for a slower purpose, like a slower retrieve. But I will get into a bait that uses a little more jerk retrieve and a little bit more faster retrieve. So yeah, habanero crankbait. All right, y'all. Next up, we actually have a pretty surprising. This is pretty surprising to me, but it works a lot. And this is the mini Whopper Plopper. Now this is a menace. You can use this anywhere. Like it's not even an exception. You can go to ponds. You can go to reservoirs. You can go to lakes. You can go to creeks. You can fish this anywhere. And I've caught fish with this almost everywhere. Now, everywhere you don't really catch a lot of fish on it, but it's a lot of big fish. I mean, like, I don't really see a lot of small fish trying to bite this, but if you do, they'll be able to get your mouth around it. And the things I don't really like about big Whopper Ploppers is because small bass can't get their mouth around it. But with this one, they can get their mouth around it, and you can catch them really well as big bass and treble hooks. Like, it's not like you're gonna lose a fish if the hooks are too small. I mean, it's literally a treble hook. So that's one thing I like about this Whopper Plopper. And number 2 is it doesn't really get like grass on it a lot. It's like sometimes you'll go to ponds and you'll see some like some debris on the top of the water, and that's one thing you don't want with a whopper plopper. But this one, the smaller ones, they don't really get much debris on them, because the bigger ones, they take more space up, while this one doesn't take much space up. So yeah, and the attraction's really well on every single whopper plopper. But this one's just cheap. I mean, like, I got this for like $5, and it's the same brand as every other whopper plopper. So yeah. All right, whopper plopper number 3. Next up, y'all. You know how I said there was going to be something in this video with a faster retrieve? Well, this is it right here. The jerkbait. Now, you all know that I'm a sucker for shad, because I said that earlier in the video. But this is basically as close to shad as you can get. I mean, it literally replicates the exact color of the shad. But the reason why you want to retrieve this faster is because you see shad running away from bait in a quicker motion, not in a small motion. So what you want to do with this is you'll just retrieve it like any other jerk bait, but just jerk it a little bit faster. It's really simple. But here's the thing about this one. It doesn't sink. So you're going to get the jerk a little bit deeper so it can go deeper in the water. It's just really simple. And this is a big jerk bait, but feel free to downsize it. I like bigger jerk baits because in the spring, it tends to be bigger bass just because it's just because they all push up to the bank and you have small bass, big bass, but you catch more big bass in the spring. So this is why bigger baits come in handy in the spring, just because you have so many fish that you can target. And I'm not saying that there's no fish in the deep, but you always want to start shallow. You always want to start shallow, and if you don't catch anything, move yourself a little bit deeper. That's what I've always been taught, and it actually works. So yeah, jerkbait, right, number 2. Y'all have been waiting for this moment for a while now. But now, I'm going to give y'all the best spring bait, well, in my opinion at least. I'm not no pro, but this isn't my first rodeo, so. The number 1 bait in the entire world for spring fishing is the spinnerbait. Now, I'm pretty sure y'all knew that this was coming, but y'all, look at it. It's just such a beautiful lure. I mean, golden, silver, chartreuse, it's beautiful. Now, this is the best attracting bait that I've probably ever used. Now, honestly, thank you, Dad, because my dad gave me this, and it's worked, and it's definitely one of my favorites, if not the best. Now, a reason why I like this is because it's a little bit heavier. It's probably on the, let's go, a ½ ounce. And the reason why you want bigger spinnerbaits is because the faster it sinks. The bigger the spinnerbait, the faster it sinks. And you want this as a slow retrieve. Now, I see people using a spinnerbait, just reeling it in, just like constantly. But you want to add some jerk to it, just so it can go up and down, bob a little bit instead of just moving straight and those spinners spinning. Now, actually, there is reflection. There's reflection on the rocks at the bottom of the river. Now, you can see that. And if you're fishing like really shallow, you can look down in the riverbank and you can see like the reflection of some rocks. And that's the reason why I like to get this a little bit deeper, is because when it reflects these rocks and when it reflects off the rocks in the sun, you just can't beat it. It just reflects to every fish in a quarter mile. It's insane, y'all. And I'm not a big sucker for trailers on spinnerbaits, but I would recommend one just to help action. And that is the main reason why this is number 1. Alright, well, I hope y'all enjoyed my video, and I will be fishing almost every day this spring, so I will be making a lot more videos. Y'all stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next one.